yo. Hey, 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 hey. How you guys doing? How you doing? How you been? Well, let me tell you how I've been. No, I haven't done shit. I haven't done anything exciting to report. A lot of stuff coming up in the next month. I know I'm going to go see Sanguisugabog. Oh, I got a Slayer ticket for Hershey. So that's cool. Yeah, not a whole lot coming up. Anyway, today we're going to talk about Excoriate from Germany. It's a short-lived band. We're going to show one of the LPs, or the only LP, and then take a couple little samples from them, and then I'm going to talk about what I've been kind of listening to, getting my blood flowing and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah, Excoriate from Germany, short-lived, 2001 to 2006. This LP comes out, and I just found out it didn't come out till 2009. But this was one of those things where it would come into my YouTube feed, and I love the album cover. And it was dark and thrashy, but old. Old sounding. This kind of lies somewhere in between Morbid Visions by Sepultura or Calvera Brothers, however you want to put it, or both. And yeah, it kind of sits sonically there. The vocals remind me of Van Druin a little bit. You know, they're the more shouty, full voice, kind of yelling, death type of voice like that, rather than a constricted throat thing. It's a little bit more aggro to me sounding. You know, it's when somebody's yelling, it's more chaotic to me sounding than if you're constricting and doing a constricted breathing thing. Anyway, yeah, this thing, I always loved this, like, I don't know, this palette with this pencil kind of look. And yeah, Of Pestilent Winds by Excoriate. I don't know, the imagery is always what it just drew me. Yeah, this is on Spectral Voice. They put out a lot of really great stuff, but this was a short-lived band. They did a couple of shows after, you know, because this is one of those things where they break up in 2006, but they just recorded the album, it seems like. Yeah, this was recorded in 2006, if I didn't say that earlier. But yeah, and they do a cover of Mayhem by Sepultura off of Morbid Visions. So that might also sonically put me that little bit of a bias there, but it does kind of sound like it, that era. You know, it's a little bit looser with the picking. It's not a real tight, you know, like Slayer type of picking or anything like that. But it's cool. It's has a real dark atmosphere to it, and, you know, a lot of reverb. The drums are big. They play fast. You know, kind of not quite a blast beat, but, you know, a little bit faster than the thrash of the 80s. Yeah, this thing, it comes with the poster, but I was a little disappointed because I wanted the poster of the cover, but they give you this little thing, which is kind of, I think this was the demo. Morbid Ruins. This was one of the demos, 2004 or something like that. They have a couple demos that, you know, from the 2000s. Oh, the LP. Let me show you the LP. But, yeah. Black. Whatever. Yeah. It's a cool listen. It really grew on me too a lot. I used to play it on YouTube, and then I found this press of it, you know, but this is what it comes with. And this is like really hard cardboard. Like, I know it's hard to tell, but it's not like a cheap, flimsy thing. Packaging is pretty good. The lyrics are in here, stuff. So, yeah, and you know what's funny about that is I have like this weird little arts and crafts thing that I still do from when I was a kid, in that if I can't find, I couldn't find a press of this. And I looked for a while, and then I got it. They got it at Hell's sometime this past year, last year rather, actually. But yeah. And if I can't find a copy of something, I make a cassette demo of it off the internet. Which, does that sound crazy? I don't know. When I was a kid, you guys that are my age or close to, we used to make tapes. You know, dub them. You know, if your friend bought a tape, you know, hey buddy, I bought Hell Awaits. I'll bring it over, and then I would tape it on a Maxell, and then if I wanted to, I would go over and photocopy it, pay a nickel across the street at the pharmacy, photocopy the cover, and make my own kind of cover. And I still do that, and I make my own. So I made my own Excoriate demo. Yeah, so I do this a lot, but yeah, I made a whole bunch of earlier demos from the early 90s, like Immolation and all kinds of stuff. Maybe one day I'll do a video on them, but if anybody cares, I'll do a video on a big stack of demos that I make. Anyway, some other, so check out Excoriate. Yeah, check out Excoriate. That album is really cool. I think you can still get it, but not digitally. You can listen to it on all those platforms, I think. If not, on YouTube, man. Anyway, that's the video. If you're interested in sticking around, I'll show you a couple of weird. I don't know why, but I'm super into Integrity lately. I don't know. One of the songs came from Systems Overload. That was the one that I bought when I was 19 or whatever. It just happened to come out. And I loved the fact that they were hardcore, but there was a lot of guitar playing on it. And I got this in a local record store that's not around anymore in Pennsylvania, called Play It Again. And this was $7.99 in 1995. Brand new. But yeah, Systems Overload. If you don't know Integrity, and DeWitt is the singer, and for some reason, whenever he starts yelling, it goes right through me, man. I don't know what it is. His voice goes right through me, and I want to kick somebody in the teeth. And I didn't realize the visceral reaction Integrity gave me until the title track of this album came into my feed, and I was making a batch of rice or something like that, and I wanted to kick the thing against the wall. But man, I haven't heard this in a long time, and it was refreshing, and it got me into listening to Integrity. So I've had that since like 95 or whatever. And I did pick up two old albums that are represses that I found out when I got them are remixed and remastered and stuff with Arthur Risick. So I did not know that until I got them. I texted him last year and was like, dude, every album I'm buying lately has your name on it somewhere. And then I laughed when I got these because the guy's only 37. So it would have made him like 10 years old when these albums came out. And his name's on them. But anyway, yeah. Integrity. Yeah. Humanity is the Devil. I guess this is like their second full length or something like that. But yeah, this is just visceral, old school hardcore, but extremely metallic. Like very, and a lot of guitar playing, And I thought maybe that was unique to Systems Overload, but it's not. You know, and as Integrity went on, this one came out in '96 after, and I must have been short-lived that I was listening to Integrity because I didn't even know these albums. Yeah, what is this? Seasons and the Size of Days. I keep thinking Seasons in the Abyss every time I look at it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. You can't even read the song titles on these things though. Like they put them in here, but like you can barely read the shit. They come with big posters too of the album, but there's hardly any information on these. That's the only thing that I don't like about these. There's like hardly any info on them as to where and what they were recorded. But anyway, yeah, that's Integrity. If you've never heard Integrity, it's very metallic hardcore. You know, they have some Motorhead in there, you know, a little bit, but very involved. And also, for some reason, a lot of Revenge. And I know this is not the new one, but I've been listening to the new one a lot. But Revenge, all their albums look like this. And it's basically kind of like unbearable, borderline grindcore, if you've never heard them. But it's classified as war metal. But my favorite thing about these albums is James Reed, the drumming. There's nothing like it, man. I mean, he's so his fills are nuts. They start in crazy places, and that's what Revenge is. It's, you know, the riffs are audible in there, but the drums are front and center, and they're real drums, and the way they're mic'd and the way they're captured, it's just very real, and it's up front and it's in your face, and it's the tempo changes are all over the place. And it's so barbaric and powerful, and it's kind of fresh with all the metal kind of sounding the same, you know, as of recent years. More and more with the drum sounds all sounding the same when you get into the more technical death metal. There's a lot more halftime on the new album, and I love that. And they're stomping. I don't know. There's something about the new one, but I do not have it. I ordered it, and it should be coming in a couple days. I had to go to Discogs for it because it's out everywhere. You can't get it. So anyway, yeah, reeling it back into Excoriate. Yeah, check out Excoriate. One more thing, the Excoriate, I wanted to say, kind of puts it kind of in this. Excoriate, if you're familiar with this album, Merciless, The Awakening. It's one of my favorite albums from Sweden, like 1989. I know it came out in 90, but it was recorded in 89. Yeah, that era kind of sounds like it would fit into this era, you know. Like I said, looser picking gives it sonically a little bit different feel. But yeah, I haven't done a video for a while, so I figured I would do what I've been listening to lately, and I've been listening to Excoriate, Revenge, and Integrity. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's the video for today. I hope everybody's doing well, and yeah, excoriate always, and shallow 666. Yeah.